Greetings and a heartfelt welcome, everyone. I hope you're all faring well. I'm Dr. Jean Marie coming to you, shining love light into your hearts and homes to empower your life with love. We all go through tough times, and our Conversations on Love episode is entitled Getting Through It. But before we proceed, let's delight ourselves in a love light meditation. This is your special time to be here now and tune in to the present moment. Our breath is powerful, calming, and relaxing. So let's quiet our minds, close your eyes, and we'll take 3 slow, deep, cleansing breaths on the count of 3. 1, inhale, exhale. 2, inhale, exhale. 3, inhale, exhale. Continue breathing at your regular pace. Imagine a big cloud of vibrant white light. Immerse yourself in this energy and see yourself glow from within. Feel the energy of love, peace, and joy. This is who you really are, the source of divine love within, your natural state of being, unchanging, stable, and eternal. Take a moment to bathe in this calming, healing energy of pure divine love. Commit to being light. Now, put your attention on your heart. Love lives here. And gently whisper, I am worthy. I am light. I am love. Let it be so. On the count of 3, bring yourself back. 1, 2, 3. And so it is. And we give thanks. Revisit this place as often as you like to remind you of your shining love light within. Getting through it. Clouds come floating into my life, no longer to carry rain or usher storm, but to add to my sunset sky. Beautiful quote by Tagore. And I'd like to share a phenomenal quote by Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning is a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Treat each guest honorably. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So beautiful and profound. We all encounter experiences that can disrupt our lives, and the impermanence of life is reflected in the loss and change experience. The magnitude of loss is a personal experience that thrusts us out of our comfort zone into a desperate survival mode. It can be sudden, anticipated, and compounded by other problems if one is already involved in a stressful situation. And whether we have actually experienced the loss or anticipate an inevitable life change, it may be difficult to overcome. Feelings of impending doom and being on the verge of emotional collapse, there is a way through. An upward bound, getting to the other side of the mountain requires us to be accepting, to adjust, to adapt, and use tangible practices and spiritual grit to be an overcomer. Moreover, it's essential to anchor and sustain ourselves in healthy, purposeful, and empowering ways. There is also another quote by Rumi: try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you. And do not worry that your life is turning upside down. How do you know that the side you are used to is better than the one to come? Well, life is full of transitions, both welcomed and unwelcome. Losses and changes are inevitable cycles in the human experience through significant life changing events at different stages in our lives. And some losses may result from the death of a loved one, relationships, catastrophic events, financial status, health challenges and injuries, physical changes in our body due to the aging process. And furthermore, transitions may also include moves and geographic location changes, career, and business affiliations. And these imminent changes and painful separations should not be minimized in any way. And during these transitional points, tangible practices for coping and spiritual grit helps us sustain ourselves during these difficult times. And ultimately, we may find ourselves more confident, courageous, and spiritually centered. Each life is a carefully orchestrated masterpiece filled with challenges and opportunities. And we can get through it by acknowledging our feelings, seeing it as an opportunity for transformation, overcoming and letting love be the healer. And I shall highlight each. First, acknowledging our feelings. Rumi quotes: hardship may dishearten at first, but every hardship passes away. All despair is followed by hope. A darkness is followed by sunshine. So, what is really happening? These are questions to ponder. What does it feel like? Loss is a universal experience, and the loss experience represents endings and beginnings. You may find yourself with feelings of self condemnation. You may find yourself paralyzed with fear, and stress may seem insurmountable. And faulty coping strategies may involve blaming, withdrawing, either into apathy, despair, or even addictive habits. So it's essential to acknowledge our feelings and be gentle with yourself. So, how can we surrender to the feeling of helplessness? Rumi's quotes highlight gifts and blessings from loss. But listen to me. For one moment, quit being sad. Hear blessings dropping their blossoms around you. And suffering is a gift. In it is hidden mercy. And there may be a need for kind of self reconstruction after loss. And as Rumi quotes, and you, when will you begin that journey into yourself? So, reflective questions to ponder. How will I be seen now? Who am I without this person, possession, or all associated with loss that unveils our connection to what we believe is valuable and perhaps associated with a successful life? The most important thing is to refrain from the judgment of ourselves and others, to focus on your own perceptions of yourself. Are there those that are faulty? Perhaps feeling like we could have changed something to avoid the situation. And inevitably, life is life, and we have to flow with the ebbs and tides. And the dominant parts of your personality may become more apparent. Perhaps if you are a perfectionist, you feel more vulnerable. And without this thing, possession, or activity, how will I be seen? Or will I be seen for who I really am? Moreover, when we experience a loss, the image of ourselves can become disrupted. Self worth may be questioned. It's important to engage from a place of self worthiness. Some people feel they're being punished, and our adjustment to the loss is connected to perhaps how connected we are with our true self, the spiritual aspect and definition of ourselves. Next, see change as an opportunity for transformation. Rumi quotes, try something different, surrender, and learn the alchemy true human beings know. The moment you accept what troubles you, you've been given the door that will open. Losses bring uncertainty and vulnerability, and it disrupts our equilibrium. Look for the divine power within. Rumi quotes, I searched for God and found myself. I searched for myself and found only God. The divine lives within each of us. And from the divine, we can pull that innate power that we all possess. Resilience is a cornerstone for rebuilding and renewal. And resilience helps us get through the healing process, bounce back, and survive losses. And it's so important for us to allow time to rest and care for ourselves. Make these practices a part of your life during loss and change experiences. Accept, acknowledge, and admit. Surrender, relinquish control, and let go. Forgive yourself and others, which releases resentment. Faith, trust, and believe. Be humble, free from pride and arrogance, and be open to learning and listening to divine guidance. Be content. Find satisfaction in the simplicities of life. Be grateful, thankful for the abundance of life. Believe and trust. And it's so important to believe in ourselves. To visualize, form mental images, and feel positive outcomes. Next, overcoming. Overcoming is the capacity to surmount obstacles and to get the better of a struggle. Give yourself grace. And the power of grace in the midst of our feelings of weakness and vulnerability is life changing. And these events of loss and change may impose great suffering, but it's important for us to establish healthy intentions and honor ourselves. And know that everything is working in your favor, and that these gifts, as unlikely as they may be, are there to move you forward toward self realization and to connect with your true self as you overcome. I will share a formula that was given to me in a dream when I was going through hard times. And I call it triumph, the spirit of recovery. Surrender, let go and have faith. Humility, acceptance, humbleness, and openness to learning. Compassion, gentleness, and loving kindness. Resilience, endurance, and strength. And gratitude, praise, and joy. These are some considerations. Handle yourself with care. Self-compassion and self-nurturing is a priority. Reclaim your innate power. Be conscious of how you are treating yourself, and talking to yourself. Consciously breathe, relax, and renew. Connect with the healing power of nature. Look for solutions and options out of your problems. And take small steps. Be open to divine guidance. Keep decision making to a minimal. Compartmentalize your activities. Feel and acknowledge your feelings and surround yourself with things that make you feel alive. Find moments of gratitude that are many. Immerse yourself in love. Surround yourself with positive, inspirational people. Refrain from escaping into harmful distractions to anesthetize the pain. Activities of excessive drug use, overeating, whatever that may be, unhealthy habits that interfere with your process of acceptance and adapting to loss and change. And know when to seek and obtain professional help if you need it. If you're depressed, suicidal, or have extreme feelings of isolation. Keep a journal to track your thoughts and feelings. And people want to be happy. And as Rumi quotes, people want you to be happy. Don't keep serving them your pain. And if love is in your heart, you will find your way home. Be a helpful friend, and you will become a greener tree with always new fruit, always deeper journeys into love. Look for the good things to come. During a challenging time in my life, I volunteered at the Children's Hospital, greeting parents and children, serving coffee to parents, and working with children in the activity center gave me so much joy. I think it's so important for us to understand that we can become absorbed into ourselves and our own grief and loss. So it's so important for us to get outside of ourselves and do something for someone else. Next, let love be the healer. Rumi quotes, wherever you are and whatever you do, be in love. And if you want to be more alive, love is the truest health. Quite profound and so very true. So getting through it is about self-realization and watching the divine work in our life. It is the realization that even though life seems out of balance, surrounded by chaos, our spiritual self is always in harmony. So connect to this aspect of yourself to realize this truth. It's stepping out of your perceived misery and disharmony onto the true rock and foundation. Reconnect with your true self. Love is the healing balm that soothes the wound. Love reproduces itself. Be that loving presence. Be the way shower and beacon of light. And in the final analysis, we are guided by the light. And through this life that beams within and outward, and by giving love to others, we find ourselves. It's all about love. And I will share some insights and affirmations. I am rediscovering the joy and peace of who I really am. I am loved. I'm whole. I am grateful. I am an overcomer. I am more than this loss. I am abundant. I am responsible for me. I am enough. And all that I encounter is designed for my highest good. So, in conclusion, we can thrive and flourish in our lives. Remember, we're never alone. We're always being watched over and cared for. Know this to be true. You can wholeheartedly live and love again. Our love and action practice is to reflect and journal on loss and change in your life. What did you learn? How did you grow? What were the hidden gifts? How have you become more resilient? When you are experiencing changes in your life, look upon these qualities and assets and bring them forward in your present life and see where it takes you. I close with my excerpts on spiritual grit and self-triumph. Spiritual grit. Spiritual grit builds good character. Summon your divine power. Persevere with faith and endure with long patience. Be steadfast, confident, and strong. Rest assured you can overcome obstacles with fortitude, courage, and resilience. Stay the course and keep the faith. Take divinely inspired steps and know you're never alone. Shield yourself with divine protection and grace. And in due season, be prepared to reap bountiful rewards and blessings. Self-triumph, spirit of recovery, surrender, let go and have faith. Humility, acceptance, and peace, being humble, open to learning, and divine wisdom. Compassion, gentleness, and loving kindness. Resilience, endurance, and strength. Gratitude, praise, and joy. This is Dr. G. Marie. And remember, an empowered self is a loving self, and keep your love light shining. It's all about love. Create a ripple effect for positive change. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in.